Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and happy Halloween. So to fit the theme, I've decided to paint on a pumpkin. Now this is the second time I've painted? I can't say that word. I've painted on a pumpkin, so I'm not that experienced. Right, so I started off by giving the pumpkin a good old clean, and I was going to use an ordinary pencil to sketch, however it didn't show up, so I ended up using my blue color ace pencil, and it worked perfectly. Now you will see that the sketch looks a little weird. It'll start to look a little clearer once I start painting. I must admit it's very difficult to draw on a pumpkin. It's definitely because of the weird shape and bumps. Have any of you painted or carved a pumpkin this year? You'll have to let me know in the comments. Alright, so the paint I used was acrylic paint. Everything was Arteza apart from the white acrylic paint, which was Sinalia from the Up Crate box, but that's because I've misplaced my white acrylic paint from Arteza, and yeah, I don't know where it is, but I'm sure it'll turn up soon. Now, I'm not experienced in using this medium, but I definitely gave it a jolly good go. If any of you have any tips or tricks for using acrylics, let me know in the comments below. I basically started off with the one layer of white acrylic paint and let it dry before adding another one. The paint wasn't watered down, it was just straight out of the tube. After adding the second layer, I tried to add shading by using a grey tone, but only a softer one because I wanted it to look natural. I'm not really sure if I achieved that, and I definitely feel like I might have wasted a lot of white paint, but this is because I emptied the white paint out into one slot and the grey paint into the other slot, and then I must have added the white to the grey instead of the grey to the white, which I think might be where I went wrong. So the brushes I'm using are acrylic brushes in the sizes 6, 4 and 10. And for the eyes, I opted to use a black Posca pen instead of the paint because I felt it would be much easier to achieve the round shape, so to fill it in. The Posca pen went really well onto the pumpkin, but you will notice that the white Posca pen needed a couple more layers. If you haven't guessed already, I'm drawing Miguel from Coco, and it will become clear at the end why I decided to choose Miguel. Have any of you seen Coco? If you have, or if you haven't, I mean, I definitely recommend it. Such an awesome film, and it's definitely in my top favourite Disney films. I would say what my favourite parts were and a review, but obviously if you haven't seen it I don't want to spoil it, so I'll leave it there. Now I know acrylic is fast drying, but I did use a hairdryer to speed up the process a little. I make sure to have it on a low heat and to hold it far away because too much will make the paint crack, and even when applying more paint over the top it will make the layer underneath fall off, so you're back to square one again. So it's definitely good to make sure that you let it dry before putting another layer on. Well, unless you're blending. Well, I know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I also remember getting a comment on my unboxing of the Arteza acrylic paints saying about how they dry up really easily in the tubes, but I've had these for 6 months and none of them have dried up so far. However, I have realised that on the cap there's a lid that's meant to be glued on to seal the paint, but on one of my tubes it fell off, which exposes the paint to the air. I'm not really sure how that happened, but yeah, that's the only thing I noticed. But overall I do love these paints despite not having much experience with them, but I'm sure with more practice I will get better. And yeah, if you have any tips or tricks, just leave them in the comments below. Okay, so now we're moving on to the hood of Miguel, the character, and I used 2 different reds for this. I used like a pinky tone red and then a brilliant red, and yeah, I mixed them both together and they looked similar to his hood colour. It was kind of weird because the reference picture was in darkness, so I couldn't really make it out much, so I did look at multiple reference pictures. But yeah, once I'd done like the lighter layer, I then mixed the same colour with a tiny bit of black to make it darker. I do think you're supposed to mix it with brown though, so I've heard. I think you never ever mix anything with black, I think. I may be wrong about that. I think I saw it on like a painting video at one point, or a painting challenge. They use dark brown to make things darker, not black. I can't be too sure, but yeah. So that's what I did, and then I went round the edges of Miguel to make his hood darker, because I will be filling the background in black, so it's like he pops out. I then went on to shade the face a little bit more, so where his cheek goes into the hood, I tried to get that a little bit darker. I mean, I don't know if I achieved that. I don't know, it's really weird and it's hard to blend with acrylics. See, what I think you should do is sort of like take the base colour and keep adding a greyer tone each time to make it darker, but I'm not really sure. Does water make it blend properly, or do you not use water? I'm not really sure, because I did notice that when I used water before, it sort of like peels off the acrylic below, if that makes sense. I'm sure if any of you have used acrylic before, you'll know what I'm talking about. After that, I then moved on to the dots underneath his eyes. Now, when I was looking at this on the reference picture, it looked like a brown shade, or a brown tone, maybe dark brown, I'm not sure. But for some reason, I decided to use the colour black. I'm not sure if it would have made a difference using a darker brown or not, but I went with black. And then I tried to like fix up his teeth and his mouth, but I don't know, there's just something about drawing mouths that I don't like, never mind painting them. But yeah, I tried my best. And the final thing that I needed to do to bring this all together was to fill the background in black. So yeah, I just used a solid black colour and filled in the pumpkin bits, and you will see that Miguel pops out from the pumpkin, and I thought it looked okay, I guess. But yeah, if I could, I mean, looking at it now, I wished I could have spent longer on it, or at least learned how to use acrylic a little bit more, so I could do more shading. You see, I think this looks would you say semi-realistic? I'm not sure, but I kind of want to get realism with my acrylic painting. I mean, that's the goal, so yeah, I'll definitely strive towards that. But yeah, that's all for this video, this bonus video. And again, happy Halloween to you all. I hope you stay safe out there if you're going trick-or-treating. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment below what you think, share with your friends. You could comment below what your favourite pumpkin is. Like, which coloured pumpkin is your favourite? Is it the standard orange? Is it the spooky white? I don't know, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you next time with another video. Okay, bye. And the moment you've all been waiting for is I drew Miguel because The first painting I did was of Hector, and that was on the other side of the pumpkin. Okay, bye.